Well, I would love to talk a bit about the fact that films, for years, I think, if you think of the golden age of Hollywood, they tended to gloss over family drama. I think things were portrayed in a neat way, and I think in recent years, especially holiday films, they've kind of got into the grit, the realness. Could you speak to the first time you saw a film or a piece of entertainment that you felt accurately represented reality, families coming together on holidays?
Oh, wow.
Well, mine was A Christmas Story, really, which I watch every year it comes on. I mean, you couldn't get more real and gritty and dysfunctional and chaotic, but as much heart as that movie ended up having in it too. So that's kind of my go-to movie for the holidays, and so I wanted to create one that actually we have the stuntman who did all the stunts from A Christmas Story. Did the stunts for all the special effects for Almost Christmas, so it was really special. When the guy's tongue gets stuck on the, he did the Santa blowing off the roof for this movie, so it was special.
Soul food for me, I think that was one of the movies that I saw and I thought, wow, that did a good job of really kind of encapsulating a black family
He just pulled my
at
black
the holidays.
He just pulled my black
No.
card.
You chose
I'm
not
on black.
to salute
you just-
another African American
you just
filmmaker. That's
pulled my
okay.
black
No,
card.
whatever. It doesn't
And this
matter.
is
It's
on-
blackfilm.com.
and this is blackfilm.com.
You gotta play to your audience.
And I pulled
Now,
out
listen,
an all
when EW
white
comes
cast.
in here, I'm going Christmas
An
Story.
all
but you
white
didn't,
cast.
You didn't do that for black
Can we
film.
rewind?
No,
my
can't,
favorite
because
thing was
Will Packer is cool
Good
with
Times.
black film.
Good Times Christmas. I mean, when James came home dressed
There
as
is no
Santa
Good
Claus
Times
and
Christmas.
JJ, there
No.
wasn't a Good Times Christmas.
Yeah, I don't even remember
Was it
that.
Jefferson's? Jefferson's holiday, Thanksgiving. It was when I saw George come in and carve that turkey, I knew right
Here's
then
the good thing.
that there
He
was
now will be the one that other filmmakers will
Yes.
mention. They will name this movie and they will say David E. Talbert's Almost Christmas when people ask them, name your favorite iconic Christmas
they
movie.
won't say a Christmas Story, especially on black film.
Not if they're pro-black.
Good times.
Good times.
Yes. I mean,
God, I'm just trying to think. I tell you, remember what you call a movie with Claudine? Thank you, Claudine.
Claudine,
James L.
listen.
Jones walking in there with them plaid pants on.
Listen.
Them plaid pants on.
Ruth.
We've been walking in with the plaid pants
was
on.
Ruth,
and them
baby. Yes,
Ruth. I love Claudine.
That was the best. That was the best.
I love it.
That is one of the classics
Yeah.
that Diane Curl
Carol.
and James Earl Jones, they were those people. She was Claudine and he was Rupe, and those children were their children. And when she was in that bathroom scene with that brush and she drank that liquor, baby, and she wanted to get with Abdul and she whipped her ass over that toilet. What? You don't remember that scene? You was taking them blows. So you're right, Claudine.
Yeah,
Claudine is that
baby.
family that you said, that's my family. That's my family. That's my mama, my daddy, my brothers, my sisters. That's them. It was Claudine.
Yeah.
You know what? My favorite movie, it's an old movie, but I love the movie Claudine. That movie makes me cry. I've seen it 1,000 times.
That was Monique's.
I could watch that movie over. We talked about that, me and Mo. Me and Mo talked about that movie. The movie just touches, you know what? It has struggle in it. It has funny in it. It's relatable. You know, Diane Carroll was spectacular in this movie. I had a crush on Diane Carroll. I don't know how a young man would have a crush on that lady, but I had a crush on that damn lady.
Well, you know,
Diane Carroll was a sexy ass mama. Now, she had a lot of kids in that movie. She had about, what, 8 kids in that damn movie?
and that could be the attraction. I like
8
baby
kids
mamas.
and on welfare. And I still was willing to take that responsibility as a 13-year-old kid.
You
I was
look-
willing to take that family on as a 13-year-old daddy in that household.
That was a sign of a man. It's a sign
That's a
of a
real
man.
man right there. That's
know.
I'm a young
Sign
I
of a
was
man.
a young lion was in me.
Yep.
A young lion willing to take on
Yep.
all that responsibility.
Young,
I know. And you know how hard it is to have a daddy the same age as you? A stepfather?
That's
You
true.
13, your stepfather 13 years old? You know how hard that is?
I have to deal with that now.
They don't listen to you. They don't respect you. You know, they eat all your damn cereal. That's my cereal. That's my cereal.
I would have to say I'm torn because even though I was much younger when I saw it, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, for whatever reason,
It's a great movie.
this movie has moved. There's no movie I've watched more than One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and I think that there is all my life probably growing up with a father who was like, my dad was really intelligent, but he was very much like avant-garde. He always read between the lines, and he always helped me to understand the role that the system played. I was blessed with the opportunity to live in another country growing up, going back and forth. So I kind of got to see America from the outside in rather than from the inside out. So so how that relates to One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is, it's man versus the institution. And is this man crazy? Or is he not? Is he playing crazy for a free ride? And then in that process discovering, so that to me, I always felt the same way. Kind of like this guy that was like, what is actually the line of normalcy here? How do you gauge that? And that movie, for whatever reason, it's almost like a tradition. I watch it every year.
For me, that would be Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing. Like when I saw that film, I was like, I was in the film. Like this is my neighborhood. I know that guy. I know that guy. It just felt like, to your point, like a slice of life, and the issues that the film was dealing with, that was the area I was living in, that's what was going on.
Yeah, no, probably, geez, I mean, there's a lot, but like Breakfast Club. You know, you have all these sorts of people in a high school, and you think you have nothing in common. You think that there's no common theme, but at the end of the day, we're all human. We all have wants, needs, you know, failed dreams, and we're all human at the end of the day. And that was probably the first time I was like, oh my gosh, I see myself as the quirky weirdo, as the nerd, as the popular girl, as the jock. And all these parts of me are completely lovable and should be respected.
I can go back to the remember the Titans when the white football player, when he got hurt at the end, and then when the doctor came out and said he was paralyzed for the rest of his life. That was kind of a moment for me, because I felt like they was now just coming together, and now this kind of like about to tear it apart. But even that incident built the courage to still finish the game and win it. So it's kind of like it was like a civil rights movement for me. Like that's what it's all about.
Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, I next question. Oh, no, I'm stumped you. Yeah, you're making me think too deeply. Because I can go there, but I need a drink and time.